Hello, my friends. Today, I'll be rapping The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more, only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books a cease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden who the angels named Lenore. Nameless here forevermore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it and nothing more, this is it and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, oh madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently came you rapping, and so faintly came you tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word that spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this and nothing more, merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what the thread is and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more, 'tis the wind and nothing more. Is it just the wind? Open here I flung the shutter, and with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obseisance matey, not a minute stopped or steady, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of palace just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou I said art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore, such a name as Nevermore. The raven sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said nevermore, then that bird said nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless said I what it utters is its only stock in store. Caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, never, never more, 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 never more. But the raven and still beguiling all my fancy into smiling straight. I wheeled a cushion seat in front of bird and busting door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy thinking. What this ominous bird of yore, what this grim and gamely, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore, meant in croaking nevermore. Nevermore, 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 nevermore. What did the raven mean in croaking nevermore? This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat dividing, with my head at ease, reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloated o'er. She shall press high nevermore, she shall press high nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfume come an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee. Respite, and nepenthe thee from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff and kind nepenthe thee, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet said I thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate, all yet undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet said I think of evil, prophet still if bird or evil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden it shall clasp a saint and maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Word or sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked up starting, get thee back into the tempest of the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the boast above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy throne from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, and the pallid bust of palace just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore, shall be lifted nevermore. Wait, there's no more? There's no more stanzas? Nevermore? 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 Hey, thanks to everybody for watching this series. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you want to see more, we got a lot more classical literature and children's books being wrapped here. Hit that subscribe button and ding the bell, yo. Thanks to Josh Ever for producing this beat. Last but not least, thanks to Edgar Allan Poe for writing this wonderful poem. Thanks to the bird. Thanks to the book. Thanks to my homegirl, Lenore. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.